What's up guys, I hope you're all doing well today. So for today's look I'm doing a soft glam neutral everyday kind of look. So if you would like to see how I achieved this full face, then please keep watching. So for starters I have primed my eyelids and filled my brows in. So the first thing we're going to do is move onto the eyes. So for today I'm going to be using the Bare Necessities palette by Colourpop. This is the best neutral palette in my opinion. You have all your cool browns, you've got some warm browns, all your shimmers. It is pretty much the perfect palette for a soft glam look. So the first shade I'm going into is the shade Hot Gossip. It's just a really light brown shade and I'm going to be packing that all over my eyelid. So picking this shade up on a fluffy brush, I'm just going to be packing that all over. I'm now taking a bigger fluffy blending brush and just diffusing the edges of this. So to do this I'm just going in small circles all around my crease. So I'm just picking up more of that color and going back in and deepening up my crease. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is adding a bit of a wing. So I'm picking up the shade Spyglass, which is a black, on a angled brush. I've just drawn a line slightly upwards connecting to the outer corner of my eye. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add more black eyeshadow to my top lash line, and then with a small fluffy brush I'm just going to diffuse it. When using any black eyeshadow, what you want to do is go as close to your lash line as possible and blend upwards. So what I've done is I've just taken it really close to my lash line, and then I'm going to go in with a little fluffy brush without any other product and blend it. Often if you are packing the black on and you've gone a bit too high, it can just look like a mess. Black is a very tricky color to deal with. So just make sure you use less than what you need and build up. So the small fluffy brush I'm taking is the Morphe M515, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rub this across the edge of the liner. So once you've completed that, you can just go in with a little bit of concealer and just clean up the edges. So this step isn't too necessary unless you have smudged any eyeliner and it no longer looks like a winged shape. You can then go in with a shimmer and place it in the middle of your eyelid. However, I'm going for a more matte look today, so I'm going to add a shimmer to the inner corner when I'm almost finished with the look. So the next thing to move on to now is the face. So for today, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Face Studio Illuminating Primer. This is one of my favorite primers. So I'm going to be applying this all over my face and using a brush to blend it out. For foundation today, I'm going to be taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation. I'm using the shades 120W as well as 200W and just mixing them. I'm now going to be going in with a concealer. This one is the Makeup Revolution Concealer and Define Concealer. And I'm just going to be applying a small amount to any areas I want more full coverage, as well as under my eyes and on my T-zone, just for a bit of highlighting. Now moving on to contouring. I always use a cream contour. In my opinion, it is probably the easiest way to contour. If you don't find it easy, you can always use a powder. but for today I'm going to be going in with a cream contour. I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit in the shade Light. So just taking a brush, I'm going to go into the darkest shade, and I'm going to apply that just above my cheekbones, around my temples, and a bit on my forehead, and down the bridge of my nose. I'm now going back in with my sponge and just blending the product upwards. So personally, I feel cream contouring is easy as long as you have a product that blends well into the skin. There are many I have used that just don't blend well. So as long as you have something that blends well, you can use a darker concealer, a darker foundation, a proper cream contour kit. If it works well, go for it. Another tip, if your cream products are really dry and you're struggling to blend them, if you add a little bit of a facial oil to them and you mix them, it can sometimes help them blend a little better. So one of the things to a soft glam look is a very matte finish on your face. So I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Loose Translucent Powder. This one is in the shade Vanilla. And I'm going to be taking my sponge and dipping it into the product. And I'm just going to be powdering pretty much my entire face. I know a lot of people don't like to bake. Sue me. I do. On the cheeks under where I have contoured, and then with whatever is left on my sponge, I'm going to pat the rest of my face. I also know there's not much point of using an illuminating primer when you're just going to powder your face like mad, but I just like the primer, so that's why I did it. I'm now going in and just patting in everywhere I've baked to make sure that all the powder is set properly. So the bronzer I'm going to be using today is the Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer. This one is in the shade Saddle. So personally, when doing a more matte look, I like to go in with a cooler shade of bronzer. You can use a warmer one. This is just what I like to do. So now what I'm going to be doing is taking some blush. This one is the blush trio in Peachy Love. This is also from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I'm going to be taking the middle shade as well as mixing it with this more peachy one. Same brush as before. And what I'm going to be doing is just patting that on the apples of my cheeks. I love peachy blushes, they are my favorite. I feel like they look so good. So for highlighter, you don't want something that's going to be too blinding when you're doing a soft glam look. So one I like is the LA Girl Strobe Light Powder. This one is in the shade 50 Watt. So what I'm going to do is take a highlighting brush. This one is the Anastasia A25 brush. And I'm going to pick up a little bit of product, tap it off, and lightly apply it to my cheekbones. So as you can see, it gives you a light shimmer, but it's nothing too crazy. I'm also going to be applying a small amount to the bridge of my nose. And then on a smaller brush, I'm going to be picking a bit up and adding it to my brow bone. What I'm now going to do is pick up the same shade I applied all over my eyelid, That is the shade Hot Gossip from the Colourpop Bare Necessities palette. And on a smaller fluffy brush, I'm going to be applying that to my bottom lash line. So I'm now adding the shade Silk Teddy, which is a silverish champagne shade, to my inner corners. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply some false lashes and some mascara. So the mascara I'm using today is the Essence Volume Stylist Mascara. I'm just going to go ahead and apply some glue to my false lashes. The ones I'm going to be using today are from Anastasia Beverly Hills. They are in the style Dreamy. Then while the glue dries, I'm going to go ahead and put some lipstick on. So for my lips, I'm going to be using the JCat Beauty lip pencil. I'm not sure what shade this is. It's just a neutral kind of brown shade, and I'm going to be lining my lips. The lipstick I'm going to be using is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Bullet lipstick. This is in the shade Staunch. It's just a nude shade. I'm now just picking up a little bit of black eyeshadow and applying that straight to the lash band. This is then the completed look. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye!